Hello, my name is Cubitt. I'm one of the Senior Costumier at the Royal New Zealand Ballet, and I'm currently working on Sleeping Beauty. One of my main roles with the ballet is to do a lot of the cutting. So I produce the markers and all the cut blocks. So at the moment I'm just working on a marker for the lining for some of the jackets. What a marker consists of is all the pattern pieces that we make. I fit them into the tightest usage that I can get, which gives us a much better yield with our cloth. It's all about saving fabric, less money. And then from there I'm able to cut them out of the main fabric. As you can see, I've got my main pattern pieces. I've marked this one in already, so we're out here. I'm going to shuffle this one up as high as I can go, so I get a much better yield. Measuring out to get the grain line the same is very important. If you're on the straight grain, it's nice and straight, but if suddenly your pattern piece is off a little bit, then all your stuff goes like this, and it's all off grain. As you can see, I've marked that in nice and straight, nice and tight. I only need 5mm in between the patterns. This is inside my line, and then we're on to the next piece, getting it as tight as we can all the way through. And second most important thing is always your nicks. These are the little nicks here. They line up each pattern piece, so that next lines up to there, so they match them as they sew down. Okay, so they know what they're putting together. Then from there we can just trace around that pattern piece, moving it up as tight as you can get it, and then you trace around. Now a lot of people don't use paper as their marker. They prefer to mark just straight onto fabric. But what I find with that is that you can have movement, and why I've always done it this way is that you can sandwich your cloth in between two bits of paper and you get a much better straight grain and a much better cut without the fabric moving. Then I pin through and around my shapes to hold it firm again, and then I'm able to cut those pieces out and there's no movement whatsoever, and we've got a really true shape to the pattern, because it's all about getting your true shape so that the machinists are happy when they get their bundles. Now I've laid up the fabric that I need, again keeping it very straight here so that our grain lines are all on grain. Then after that I lay my marker down, sandwiched in between the two bits of paper as I've explained to you, and then using my pin cushion I pin into what's called the lay, and that just keeps the fabric straight and true again, and stops any movement through. So that's our finished lay ready to be cut. Now the way we cut it out is with this machine here called the cutting machine. Obviously looks a bit of a dinosaur, but they're not. They just work how they've always worked. They have an 8-inch blade, 12-inch blade or 16-inch blade. This is an 8-inch blade. They have a self-sharpener on them, so it constantly, when you push the button down, sharpens itself, so it stays razor sharp. Now we can cut right up to 8 inches of fabric, so it can come right up to here. Obviously not today. So I'll just start it up and show you what it does, and then yeah, you can see how we cut stuff out. I like to use table weights just to give me a bit of stability, and then we're away. That's just me self-sharpening the blade before I start cutting, and then we're into it. Now remember, always put your nicks in, because they're the most important things for the machinists. So as you can see there, we've cut out the pattern piece now. We've cut 8 garments at once. So as I say, we can go right up to here, but today we're just cutting 8, so that's 8 finished pieces, and this just speeds up the process of cutting. We're now at our final fit stage. We've done the sleeve bodice, as you can see, which is our undergarment, and I'm just going to fit the top jacket on. Just again taking a look at the back shape, just making sure that it's all nice and neat and tidy. As you can see here, we've got a little bit of shoulder alteration to do, just to make that nice and sleek line on the shoulder. And that gives us our final garment once we've sewn the facing on. Centre front looking good, sleeve length perfect for dancing. And down through the centre back, great flick in the skirt. So that's what we're looking for. So that's our garment. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoy.